I'm Lindsay Smith-Rosales, owner and chef of Nirvana Grill here in Laguna Beach. And today I'm going to be cooking one of our kale salads. It's an ingredient and a salad that's signature to the restaurant at this season. Spring is when we start doing it in summertime. It's a great ingredient to use. It's something that's local, doesn't take a lot of water. It's something you can plant once and for years it'll keep procuring veggies for you. It's great for you and it's great to grow. This is green curly kale. The one thing about kale that a lot of people don't do that doesn't tenderize it is they don't massage it and put some olive oil to kind of break down those leaves and that texture that's a little bit more unappealing to people. And we usually let it sit for an hour or so, even overnight. We really love kale. I actually planted kale with my son Diego in our garden. I will admit we don't have much irrigation or anything going on because of the drought and everything, and yet our kale keeps going crazy in our yard. Our turtle eats the kale, we eat the kale, the dogs eat the kale. After you've worked with the kale with the olive oil, we do some GMO-free organic corn. We use yellow corn, and we char it on the grill and then take it off the cob. Red onion chopped small, and a little bit of pine nuts, crumbled feta. We make a preserved lemon vinaigrette with some vegenaise and some vinegar, and we do some preserved nice lemons that we'll take the rinds from when we make our sauces, and we'll let those sit and preserve for a few weeks, and then we'll make our dressing out of it. The biggest part for me as a chef is buying seasonally. Not only is that good for what we're eating, it's good for the flavor of the food. You don't have to do so much when foods are at the peak of their freshness and their flavor profiles because they are in season. So we're going to be cooking our steelhead salmon. It's a river running salmon. It's a sustainable choice that we carry at the restaurant. Our seafood's all sustainable and our produce is all seasonal. We choose steelhead, one, because of the low impact on the ocean. Obviously it's a river running fish, and we like the flavor profile of it a little bit more. On this one we're just going to do our blackening. This is a spice that's about 13 different seasonings that we make here at the restaurant. We do many things with it. And we're just going to coat both sides. What you'll find with a dry spice instead of a type of a rub that's got an oil base in it is that you'll get a nice crust on it, and it'll keep those juices into the food that you're cooking. And we're going to sear this, and then we'll finish it in the oven after. You do need a little bit more oil when you're cooking things that have a dry spice. There's such a responsibility, I feel like, for us being such consumers in the world today. People dine out more than they ever have, and it's really important that as restaurateurs and as chefs, we're really focused around where we're buying our foods. How local are they? How sustainable are they? How much water does it take? How much energy does it take? So we're going to start flesh side down. That's going to give us a really nice flat presentation side when we get finished. And we're just going to let that cook for a few minutes. It'll cook about a quarter of the way in on the fish, and then we'll flip that over. And you don't really want to touch it. You can move the oil around a little bit, but you just want it to go ahead and cook in that without much movement until it's ready to turn over. And then to check when it's ready, just kind of wiggle it a little bit, and when it's moving freely, then it's going to be time to flip. We'll get a nice coating over the top, and you want a little bit of caramelization and browning, and then you only want to go for another minute on this side, and then we actually choose to finish it off in the oven. We feel that it's more consistent in the way that the fish finishes off, and you can also control the temperature a little bit more should you want medium rare or cooked all the way through. And let's just say we went ahead and finished it in the oven. And then we'll go ahead and plate that with our nice kale salad. And again, kale being one of those ingredients that you can grow really year-round and that takes very little water, is a great seasonal item to serve, that it has so much nutrition than anything else that we can eat in a lettuce. You know, really minimizing that footprint that you have. It's an important feature of just us living today.